work on the roads and things, we would pack them big old lunches. And I was like just 17 years old, and I'd make roasts. I learned how to make pies. We would pack them those lunches for those men to take to
Wow.
work. So, and my nickname was Sunshine.
Oh.
I got married when I graduated from school, and they all went together and got me a Corningware set. All the Corps of Engineer guys did.
Oh, how
They got me a Corningware
nice.
set.
That's sweet, because you were so sunshiny.
Yeah.
Was moving Mannford a good or bad thing?
Well, it's both. It's just both. There was the older folks, the stress. I mean, they had lived there all their life, and that's all they knew. And some of them committed suicide because they couldn't take it. That was just the older ones. I can't explain it. I guess they just thought they couldn't adjust. But it was probably better. The move was better, I guess. The school was plaster of Paris. What made school so much fun is you go down the hallway and just hope, you try to be a piece of plaster of Paris falling on your head.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like Dodge the plaster of Paris. So the school was very old, and one thing is the old town site's never been hit by a tornado.
That's true.
But this one has, because I was a cook up here when the tornado went through and tore up, and I got a pass to work because I worked at the school. In a way, I wish our town is kind of not all together. I mean, we got some out here and here. I wished it was more of not a
Centralized.
Centralized. That's yeah. I don't know who designed that, and I'm not trying to. Should have been a woman. Okay. Oh, any other info? I love Mannford. When people move to Mannford and they ask me about it, I say they have the greatest teachers. It's a great school, and it's great people, and I always highly brag on Mannford. Tell them it's wonderful. I especially brag on the schools and tell them I know the teachers and they're real good and you can trust this school.
And for part of your life, you might tell that you worked here for the school. What did you do?
Yes, well, I had the job of all centuries for 15 years. I made ice cream and gave seconds.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I could go to the grocery store and I'd hear children your age holler at their mom, say to their mom, "There's the malt lady."
Yeah.
And they'd run around.
And that's what she did. Everybody loved the malt lady.
I told funny jokes, to the kids, and they talked to me and gave seconds. One little boy came up one time and was giving chocolate cake, and he wanted seconds. And okay, I asked him, I said, "Have you already had a piece?" "No." Well, it's so funny. I mean, he had chocolate all over his mouth. I knew I'd already given him seconds, but I was giving him a chance to be honest. No, and the chocolate is just everywhere, all over his face. I have loved Mannford all my life. I'm not going to leave. I went to school here all my life, and I had 3 children that went here, and
Now you have grandchildren.
And grandchildren that go here, and so they should make me an ambassador for Mannford, Oklahoma.
They're right.
What would you do for recreation in the old Mannford?
Oh, there was none. Here's what we would do. My mom and dad, we had a big old double-car garage as teenagers, and we had a freezer. Mom and dad would pop, and we would invite all the kids and dance, just your old swing dance, and give them Cokes.
Well, that was fun.
But that was good, and it's still that way to this day. It really hadn't changed. We got a little more eating places.
Yeah.
But it'd be great to have had a swimming pool here.
A movie theater. I think we could.
There is.
I wish we had one. We may not be able to support it, but I wish we had
I
one.
wish the golf course would go in, which would, for the everyone could do that. But you had to really dig for something to do. As youngsters, it wasn't so bad. As teenagers, it was worse.
Well, they had talked earlier about they had movies
that they would go
Yeah,
to,
on a-
like someone would put
on a
up sheets
wall
or
or
something.
sheet.
Yeah,
I think that was
your
before,
time.
well, they had it
Judy.
some, my parents would never drive in.
Yeah, you
to
were
see
out
it.
of
We
town.
lived out of town,
Right.
but it was, the people lived in town, all went to it, but we didn't really go to it. If you belonged to a church, there would be camp, or you could do things. They had vacation Bible school. The Baptist churches would always have vacation Bible school. And boy, I went to that, and they would have them for 2 weeks, all day. These were
Wow.
people, let me tell you. It's wonderful crafts, and, you know, Kool-Aid and cookies. You couldn't beat Kool-Aids and cookies. So I really loved it. So anyhow, and you'd get friends and you'd spend the night. That's what you'd do. You'd have girlfriends and do a lot of girlfriend things. And we had a rodeo.
Oh, really?
Yes. We had a
Out there by
rodeo.
you? Is that where the
Up there by me. And so the rodeo was quite popular.
Well, tell us some about that. What would they do?
Well, they had the roping, the bull riding, a barrel racing, a cavalcade. Everyone would ride their horses around. And I was the rodeo queen when I was in 10th grade.
How often were these rodeos?
All summer, just during the summer.
Every week or every day?
It lasts through the summer. Basically, from school being out till school beginning.
But every day?
Every week. Every weekend.
Oh, on the
Every
weekend.
weekend.
Okay.
And I think it was like $2 to get in, something like that.
Wow.
They had concession stands and bleachers.
Well, I bet that drew lots of people.
Now, they had boys organize baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
But
for
nothing
girls.
for the girls.
Nothing for girls. Nothing.
And the girls, of course, couldn't play on the boys' teams.
No, except I did in the 8th, 9th grade. And I was on first base and could throw as hard as any boy.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, they wouldn't let me go
In tournaments and stuff.
in tournaments
For real
or
stuff.
anything, just on the playground. So we girls were left out. I know.
What a shame.
I know. You didn't get scholarships then?
Did you have football in high school then?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Basketball was it. Oh, we had home ec. We loved home ec. And then back then, that's when they let the boys start doing home ec. And the little boys would wear their aprons and cook with us girls. And they loved it. And when the first year at the new Mannford, there was only one room air conditioned, and that was the home ec room. And that's why all the boys joined. But Helen Scoville taught my senior year because our regular lady was out on leave having a baby. But Helen Scoville was my